is my will. Away, you pestering phantom. You're here. It's so pleasant to work with someone so prompt and cunning. Blast these frayed fates. Let's get in there and turn theory into practice, eh? Smooth these things back into the universe. First, we enter the drift and find the darn thing. The Fate Weaver key in your able hands will lead us where we need to go. Now, properly attuned, it should allow you to tug on the threads that bind my fate to me. We use the Fate Weaver key itself to bind this frayed fate back into the fabric of the universe. I'm not... well, to be totally honest, I'm not exactly sure what that will look like. But we're armed with the dead friend's knowledge. We'll see it done. Into the drift! Huzzah!
You! Traveler, over... I need help. I was swept overboard in a storm and found myself washed up in this terrifying land. What happened? I must find my ship. I must find Nanarel, my father. Are you real or just another spirit? I am Landervel, first mate on the opulent Gale. My father, Nanarel, is the ship's captain. We were trapped in a horrible storm. I fell into the churning sea. I was dragged under the waves, blacked out, and awoke nearby in a ship's graveyard. I need to find my father and my ship. When I last saw him, he was at the wheel, clutching his treasured belongings, a locket, a spyglass, and the ship's logbook. Our ship must have run aground. We need to find him. Oh, thank you. I fled from ghosts in Daedra when I came ashore and heard one of them call it Fathom's Drift. I will not leave this place before I've tracked down my father and our ship. Surely he survived the storm. My father has captained the opulent Gale since I was a boy. He built the ship with his own 2 hands. I may never be the captain he'd hoped I'd be, but I'll never forget how alive I felt knowing he was at the wheel. This place? I don't know where we are. There was a storm and a great wave and my father shouting. Yes, he was shouting at the storm. Hermaeus Mora. High elves don't deal with Daedra, but he's known among the sailors as Hermes Mora, the Tide King. He carries many names, but he lives deep beneath the waves. Could my father have angered him somehow?
The Fate Weaver key will be our guide. It should make visible the threads that bind me to the nearby frayed fate.
The wrecked ships are ahead, through these sea caves. Look for my father's belongings. If we find them, we'll likely find him as well.
There. A thread. Untie it, and we'll follow the thread to the next. And the next. Ah! Look for a distortion in the... Look for a distortion in the...
My father treasured this locket. He wore it on every voyage for good luck. He would never leave it behind. But it is marked with the symbol of Hermes Mora. Never noticed that before.
My research is working! Smashing!
I recognize this. Father's spyglass. But its lens is cracked and useless. That's my father's handwriting. And someone else's as well. What does it mean? opulent Gale. Is my father there?
Landovel, my boy. You're alive. You brought my son here. I thought I lost him. For that, you have my thanks. I'm Nanarel, captain of the opulent Gale. My son's been restored to me. We must complete the pact before this gift is taken back. I watched my son swept overboard. He would drown in the storm. I appealed to a greater power, but didn't complete the ritual. We must finish the task, lest he perish again. You must sacrifice 3 tokens from my past. Logbook, spyglass, and locket at the unquenchable brazier near the entrance to the sea caves to seal the pact. Do this for us. This must be a shock to my son, but we must see this task through. Seek the unquenchable brazier that marks the entrance to this place. Forgive me. What I had managed to do for my son came at a great cost. The others did not make it, I'm afraid. You have seen the wandering souls shambling on these shores. I have been charged with guiding them home. But I must seal the pact, lest Hermes Mora take back my son. Take my belongings and burn them at the brazier. This must be a shock to my son, but we must see this task through. Seek the unquenchable brazier that marks the entrance to this place. The unquenchable brazier is a kind of beacon for the blighted souls that are damned at sea. Hermes Mora calls to them. It's as you say. For our purposes, it's a direct connection to Hermes Mora himself. There we'll offer the sacrifices of my past, so that I may guarantee my son's survival.
I am alive. I should be dead. I need time to think all this over. Let's do as he says and go back to the brazier where you found me. cannot believe it. My father traded his life for mine.
Let me tell you all, my friend. Then you can cast the items into the flames and complete my pact. I will tell you everything. Of my relationship to the Daedric Prince, and what I did to save my son. The pact was with Hermes Mora, who sleeps with his secrets in the depths. I had learned an incantation to entreat with him from an ancient sailor, and inscribed the summoning into my logbook. When I saw my child swept away in the storm, I knew he would perish, and I invoked the pact. Hermes Mora heard my prayers and answered. At a cost. My son was saved, but I am fated to serve as Hermes Mora's guide in this land of lost souls. You must burn the relics of my past, so I exist only in memory. Sacrifice the spyglass, logbook, and locket in the brazier. These items represent my past. Place them in the sacred flame to finalize my pact, and seal my fate. Should Hermes Mora rescind his offer, Landolvel will perish. With this glass, I beheld Hermes Mora rising from the sea in response to my evocation. It nearly shattered my mind, so horrid was his visage. The book invokes the pact I made. I transcribed the spell into it. When I spoke the words aloud, Hermes Mora's writing appeared beneath it, agreeing to the deal. Burning the book and the other items finalizes my agreement. Unless it is fed to the brazier, there is still a chance Hermes Mora would return my son to the depths and let him drown. Ah, that is a treasured totem of my past life, of my lovely wife and devoted son. You've heard what I have to say. Now place the sacrifices into the flame.
The logbook. Why didn't it burn? I don't understand. How is this possible? Hermes Mora has changed the bargain. It now reads, "Let Nanarel, or the memory of him, become my guide for the drowned dead." The words, "or the memory of him," are new. You mean to suggest Hermes Mora wants me to forget my own father? Forget our time together? Surely I would never... No, I will do it. If it means my father will return to the mortal plane, I will do whatever it takes. Hermes Mora will trade my memories for my father's life. I would forget him, but he would live. Yes. Give me the book.
I would rather perish than let my son forget me. Let me seal the pact.
My father will not budge, but neither will I. You will have to. My father will not... Traveler, give me the book. I will gladly trade my memories for his life. My father put everything on the line to save me, but I cannot let him die. Not if there's a better alternative. Should I hesitate when my father made the same choice? This isn't what I wanted, but my memories seem a small price to pay for his life. Give me the book. Thank you, Traveler, for helping me rescue my father. Hermes Mora will now come claim his bounty, but for these final moments, I will think of my father. Here, for your efforts. Hear me, Hermes Mora. I accept your offer. My memories for my father's life.
You have saved both me and my son, but at what cost?
Who are you, old man?
I am... No. I am a friend of your father's. Come. Let's talk.
Look there! This distortion is a frayed fate. Let's pull this situation into focus.
Swap the deck, Azander. Stop lollygagging, Azander. I'm tired of all this.
What? A sailor? How odd. I haven't wanted to be a sailor since I was a child.
Builds rats and stale bread. I'll never make it to first mate.
Such potential. Stronger now. Twitching tentacles, what is that? I grow stronger. Use the key. These rune forms should banish that thing. We will not be undone. It worked. Oh, I wasn't sure it would. What we just witnessed. Distressing, horrid, disconcerting. Apologies, cohort. I'm free associating to deal with my emotions. Of course, just processing. Tem, it seems, was telling the truth. Afraid Fate has grown in strength somehow. Become adversarial. Allow me to take back the Fate Weaver key. I'll need to consider this new information. The introduction of this adversary into the experiment was unforeseen. Let's reconvene in my room at Cypher's Midden. There you are! Come, let's talk. I'm ecstatic. Ebullient, even. Incredible. Somehow, my experiment seems to have created a new, previously unseen mystic phenomenon. One frayed fate consumed the other by means and for reasons unknown. I'd be even happier if it didn't want me dead. Ha! Yes. I mean, would I prefer this adversary enjoy a strenuous argument over a pot of tea? Without a doubt. But you have to understand, I believe the Fate Weaver experiment was an abject failure. Indubitably. And mark me well, this discovery would not have been possible without your insights and abettance. We make a superlative research duo, you and I. I haven't had a competent cohort in some time. I must. My fate is still frayed, after all. It must be restored, and this dark being dealt with. But now, a question for you. Would you be willing, if you have the time and inclination, to continue our collaboration? Together, my new cohort, we began the work of understanding the nature of fate. We put an old friend to rest. And someday soon, we'll repair the key. But for now, accept my promised coin with enthusiastic thanks. Onward and upward! Together, cohort, we will accomplish stupendous things, remarkable things, for research!